Welcome to the House Therapy, the podcast that helps you to create a home that you love to live in. I'm Nina Dwaron, owner and lead designer at ISO Design and Interiors. And each week, we're going to explore practical ways to help bring more beauty, function, and flow into your space. From design and staging to organizing, downsizing, and everything in between. If you want a home that truly supports your life and your family, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hi, I'm so excited to have Chris Seney join us today on the House Therapy podcast. I have had the privilege of working with Chris for the last couple of years, and I can confirm that Chris has had a long and very successful career in the real estate business in York Region since 1991. He is one of the region's top producers, and Chris's unique system and negotiating skills are well known in the industry, and his talent is very well reflected in the many satisfied clients and his very long list of returning clients and real estate transactions. So, thank you, Chris, for being here today. Welcome.
Thanks, Nina. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so happy that you could take time out of your busy schedule to join me today. So,
Yeah.
what I want to be able to share in this episode is some information for our viewers about the real estate market. As we all know, 2026 has been a little bit more challenging than the previous years. And so I'm hoping that you'll be able to share some valuable insights for the audience if they are planning or preparing to sell in 2026. So, beyond the bio that I just introduced you with, can you share a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah. Other than real estate, I have two amazing kids. Jack's 20 and Samantha's 17. And I got a beautiful partner that's very smart. Her name's Barbara, and she's actually my real estate coach. So she helps me out a lot there. And then if I'm not selling real estate or hanging out with my family, I'm usually on the golf course. That's my passion.
Amazing. I know I've seen lots of your posts about golfing. I'm sure you're an amazing golfer. I, on the other hand, not so much.
Well, it's a sport you got to play, right? It's practice. So it's like real estate.
Yes, yes, I guess so. I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I'm very curious about, we've worked together for the last couple of years and you talk about your system, but I really don't really know what your five-step system is all about. Can you share some information about that?
Yeah, for sure. I've been selling real estate for 34 years now, as you know. And at the beginning, you kind of just went with the flow and tried a bunch of different things as you went. And then the last 10 years is been a little different, where I've actually formed a system, a kind of a method that I pick from all the real estate transactions I've done over the years to see what works at the time the market tells me. So Barbara, my real estate coach, has kind of prepared me that way. So I started a method with a five-step system just to go through. So I keep on doing the same thing over and over again that works, and it seems like it's been beneficial to my clients and, of course, myself on selling homes. So the system is set up that number one, I usually set up a face-to-face meeting with the client where we go through the ins and outs of the home selling system. And then number two, I always like to have my clients become realtors, and I put them through a little crash course where we start investigating on what our home is worth and what other homes or the next house they want to purchase is worth. So we go through a system that I make them, learn the market because the more educated you are, the better you know what your home is worth. So you know what your next home is going to be worth. So you feel good about prices. which is
Yeah.
important. And then the third step is usually there's three different ways to make a move, and it's totally up to the client. But number one is you can sell first and then buy, or you can buy first and then sell, which was kind of happening when the market was crazy there. And then now a lot of people are just because the market's a little slower or normal, like I like to say, is you're going to sell or buy conditional on your house selling. So that's kind of where we are right now. Number four is always the selling strategy that I do, and you're part of my team, and you kind of know the basics where I like to get the home ready uh, before it officially goes on the market. So it might take a couple weeks where we come into having my cleaner come in, or you're usually the first stage when I have you, Nina, come in as my stager to do the tips on doing a walkthrough, and I put the coming soon sign up, and then I have my cleaner come in that cleans the house, because no one really wants to clean their own house.
I agree.
I always make it a choice of the client, but I find that really works well because it's hectic when you're getting your house ready. So I always like to have them professionally cleaned, and then you come in and do your magic. If we need to bring furniture in, or we need to remove furniture, you can work with it. So I leave always that up to you to get things started, and then right after you're finished, I like to have my photographer and do the photos and video and
Yeah.
aerial shots and floor plans. So that's usually a pretty busy day. So I like to always have this going a few days before to get ready, and then we eventually go on the MLS system. So we have everything ready before we hit the market.
Yeah, that's amazing. In this market where there are so many realtors to choose from, because the reality is that there are a lot of realtors, and each and every one of us really do already know one. So it's important definitely to have a unique system like you have in order to stand out and be different.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, question for you. Like I know that wherever possible you do incorporate staging as part of your marketing strategy. Now, how long have you incorporated staging as a marketing strategy? How long have you been doing that?
Well, when I met when I'm probably probably about 8 years.
8 years. Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
I used a stager that she was phenomenal, and the staging business is very competitive, of course, and it's just
Real
like real
estate.
estate. It's just like the real estate business.
Yeah.
The tougher the market gets, it seems like we start losing some realtors, right? And
Hmm.
it's saying the same thing happens in your business.
Yes.
So she did a great job for me, but I guess it was a little tough out there. So she's went a different way and decided to do something else. And that's when I met you.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful that you
Yeah,
found
so it's
it.
worked out great that you and I have been able to work as a team, and of course you're a big part of the team, and that's uh, that's actually helped me the last few years since we've been working together. That you've helped me sell and help my clients get more money.
I'm so appreciative of you for that, and I know that you've been doing so well despite the challenging market that we're in. And that's a testament to your system and everything that you do for the listing and for the clients. So, my next question is, what is an example of listing that has performed significantly better because of your system? Like, I love the way that you said that you educate the clients and bring them on board as if they're realtors themselves, because you're right. Like, educating the clients is so important and so key because so many of them are still thinking that we're in a market that was 2, 3 years ago when things were really hot. And so many people are in like this denial state about where we are at today. So if you can share, like, one of the many listings that you've had this year, how, what was wrong with it, and how did it perform based on your system and recommendations?
Yeah, the I've had a few really good stories this year, but one of them that you know about is 384 Rushbrook in Summerhill, Newmarket,
Hmm.
where it took a while to go through the system and educate them on price and getting them out and looking at competition wise. But once they understood where they were, it became a lot easier on that side. But it did take a little bit of time to get their house ready. And I wanted I wanted you in there for sure because I knew it was going to be beneficial to help them and help them sell their house for the highest possible price because at that time the market was tough and they
Hmm.
wanted to move to another home. So we had to get a few things out of their property because their home had way too much furniture. So and it was dated a
They're
little
not
bit.
unique.
It was dated a little bit. I actually sold them the house over 25 years ago, so they've lived there for a long time. So as you know, you can collect a lot of furniture um, throughout the years of living in a house that long. So we had to. Well, I recommended getting rid of a lot of stuff before you even came to the property to take a look. So we decided to and they were on full board because they wanted the most amount of money. So um, we actually got rid of a lot of their furniture before you even came in because we wanted to make it more modern
Yes.
and let you do your thing, especially on the main floor to help out because it wasn't an overly large home,
Hmm.
but it was in a great area. So their furniture was quite large. So we had to get rid of that, and then you came in and did a great job.
I love.
So it worked out great for them because um, once we did what was needed through cleaning and staging, after removing their furniture, we were able to get a great price and sell within that 30-day timeline. And we ended up doing really well, which enabled them to make their move.
Yes.
So they wanted to move north because they were going to early retirement. So we got a great deal up north for them on the buy. So we ended up selling first and then buying and matched the closing dates to be really good. So there was a few stories like that, but I would say that's probably one of the best where we had a great return because if we did nothing and just put it on the market, we would have sold for 50,000 less, or maybe not even have sold.
Hmm.
They
It
wouldn't
could
have been
probably
able
sit
to make that
longer.
move. So by doing the program or my method, I call it my hole-in-one method, it worked out really good. So
Yeah. Amazing.
thanks to you on helping out.
Oh,
There. It was definitely beneficial, and they were really happy at the end of the
great.
day.
Good. Thank you so much for saying that. And, it's really my privilege to be able to be part of your extended team for that. And stories like that, when you say that the clients were fully on board and they were open and listening to your guidance and your recommendations, those are the people who are always going to come out on top because they don't have these preconceived notions about what their house is worth and what the market should be as opposed to what it is. So I think that that's amazing. Now, aside from the professional cleaning that you say that you include as well as the staging, like what other small changes that you say that homeowner should focus in on that would give the biggest impact?
Usually, and it has happened a few times this year. Is painting is very important. So I have a
Mhm.
professional painter that will come in, and if I feel the home needs to be painted, I have the owners paint their house. Um, the cost isn't that large, and the return on investment on selling is huge, and you're going to make some money. And another thing that I would say is if the floor is real bad, like if it's the carpet's been worn over the years, I suggest maybe coming in and redoing the carpet, have new carpet laid, or maybe do like a laminate, which is
Mhm.
very popular today. And if the hardwood needs to be redone, it's always smart to maybe do new hardware too on the main level.
Yeah, th those definitely, I wouldn't think that those would be small changes. I think homeowners would think that changing up flooring would be a bigger project because it definitely can be more costly than even painting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
hey, if they're willing to do it, I think that's a great idea.
yeah. It's your number one investment. So I don't get into finishing basements because you're not gonna probably get the money out, right? Because someone has different tastes. But when we're talking painting and flooring, it's usually neutral, and the house looks or feels new,
For sure.
um, especially if it's an older home.
Yeah.
If you do the painting and flooring, so
It
yeah,
actually,
it's always a little bit of a cost, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a good return.
for sure, I could not agree more. And really paint, it not only freshen up the space, but it makes it feel, not just feel, but smells newer too,
Yeah.
right?
And
Because,
it's not only the walls, it's the trim.
yeah,
The trim and doors are very important.
yeah,
Because you want to make everything look newer.
that's
Uh,
right.
because there's a lot of buyers out there that first impression is everything. So when they're walking in someone's home, uh, it's an emotional buy or emotional feel
Mhm.
where someone they'll like it right away or they won't like it. So you got to make it real nice for when a buyer comes in,
That's
and
right.
that's why I do these little extra steps that might cost money, but at the end of the day it's better for my client, and of course it makes it a lot easier for me to sell the property.
Yeah, it's an investment, right?
Yeah,
Like the whole idea behind an investment is that, to make money, you need to have put a little bit into it. So it
yeah,
completely makes sense. And,
yeah,
with painting, when you paint the walls, because paint does age over time and it does yellow. And so like if you freshly paint your wall, sometimes it can really highlight the aging of the paint on the doors and the trim. So I love that you not
yeah.
only recommend painting the walls, but the trim and doors as well. So perfect.
And you've helped me out too with some tips where um, you're big about lighting, and I see that changing lights. I've learned how to change a few lights this year with you saying, Chris, we need to put new lights in, and you know that's very important too because you want to make it as bright as possible,
For sure. And the thing is,
and that's not a huge cost.
no, no, it's less costly than painting and it's less costly than changing out flooring for sure. And
Yeah,
there's such beautiful lights these days that are very, very inexpensive. And if the homeowner is handy, they can change that out in no time. Like it's
yeah,
such an easy, quick fix that I highly recommend it. And like you say, lighting, it brightens up the room and it just makes it feel larger and fresher all
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah. So, having said that, then, you're great at getting your clients to listen to you and having them follow your method and your steps and doing some of these minor changes. Now, um, what is the one thing if you can get sellers or this audience to listen to with the guidance when selling real estate, what would that be?
Probably list price.
That's always
Uh,
a challenge,
yeah,
isn't it?
price is very important in any market. Um, you always want to get the most amount of money,
Of course.
but you got to do it the right about the right way, right? Like when the market was a little crazy back in 2022, you could put it at any
Yeah,
price and play the delay
the good
game
old days.
and yeah, the good old days, right? The market that's probably not real and probably will never see again.
Right.
Um, so in today's market, in a normal market, list price is very important. So I always like to educate my clients. Like I've said before, I want them to become realtors in the process because it is a like I have my team to get the house ready and go about selling. But while the selling process is going on, is my clients are part of my team too. So I got to get them on board to educate them, right? So they understand that, hey, this is what we should list the property for. So my job and the way I've been doing it over the years is we will start to go out and look at our competition if needed, because I always want my client to, um, eventually tell me, hey, this is what we should list our house for, Chris. This is what I think it's worth.
Hmm.
And then we come to an agreement, and that's how we get it at the right price. So some people always feel their house is worth more than everyone else's, of course,
I would say the majority.
because it's emotional. So the number one thing is listing at the right price, or the price that I feel is the right price to come on the market. You know, I you, you never know what your house is worth until you put it on the market, but you got to be in line.
Yes.
So that's very important. And that's why I go through these extra steps with my clients to educate them so we're ahead of the game. Because the last thing you want to do is overprice and sit there on the market and you're losing time.
Hmm.
Because usually when you're on the market for a long time, you're actually going to get less
Yes.
than what you could have.
Yes. And
Unless the market's going up, but
yes.
in a 30 to 90-day time frame to sell a property, the market's probably not going to jump.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, your best offer is the first offer, right? So if
Yeah.
you can work with that, I think that that's the always the best case scenario. So, what was I gonna say about that? Anyway, I just have a brain freeze and now I forget.
Okay.
Maybe it'll come
Yeah, but
back to me.
that's probably the and some clients of mine, I put out my method and let them choose. And some clients don't. They don't always want someone coming into their house.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And I look after that expense, and it's always their choice. And
Hmm.
as you know, right, like sometimes they're spotless and they like to clean their own house.
Hmm.
They don't want Nina, my stager, to come in and help me. Um, and I understand that, and I let them choose.
Hmm.
But I like to have everything done in the method that I have because it works at the end of the day. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle, and sometimes you got to do a little bit more than you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to see the benefit of the price when you sell, right? So we never like to leave any money on the table.
Never, never.
Yeah.
Why should
And
we?
and I've and it's been proven. And you
Yeah.
know that since we've been working together, is we have been getting great prices for properties. But
Yes.
I understand some people, they don't want to go through everything, and that's fine too.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. Um, what I forgot earlier, I remember now, is that like in this market, it's important to understand. Like this is the message for sellers, obviously, is that it's important to understand and lean into what your goals are. Like your example with Rushbrook, right?
Yeah,
Is that their goal is that they want to be able to move and move up north and retire and whatnot. So in this market, if you are after everything and the cherry on top, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to give in to certain things, right? And
yeah,
sometimes it's not about getting that top dollar that you thought your house is still worth since 2023 or 2022, right? So if
yeah,
your goal is to be able to move quickly and move within a certain time frame, then there are going to be certain concessions that you're going to need to make, correct?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, now I did, we did talk a little bit about earlier about there are so many realtors in the Ontario market. So when people are looking to buy or sell or make a real estate transaction, what do you think they should be looking for when trying to find the right fit or the right realtor for them? Like what are some of the things that you should be looking for and asking?
Well, I think you definitely need to interview agents, not just pick one, and pick someone that you like, of course, that's you can trust, and that has experience. Um, buying and selling. They definitely the realtor should have a method um, on buying a house or have a method on selling your home. Um, and of course, they should have a proven track record.
Yes. Very
So
true. Very true.
yeah,
Because
it's
there's a lot of people still coming new into the market, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Experience isn't everything, but you should be dealing with um, probably an agent that works with buyers and sellers because knowing the market day to day is very important.
Yeah.
It's going to benefit the agent you choose, uh, um, help you in buying and selling.
I would say that given the complexity of the real estate transaction, that having that experience is so important because it's not just the buy and sell and the few pieces of paperwork. There's a lot of legalities that goes into this transaction, and one tiny little misstep can be costly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a little easier for me, of course, because I've been in the business a long time and doing a lot of transactions over and over again. It's different than if you're a first time or you've only
Mhm.
sold or bought a couple times in your life. So yeah, definitely someone that's knowledgeable that you can trust and that's very active in the local market
Right.
is important because you never want to pay too much or buy a house that's not the right fit for you.
So true, so true. So Chris, aside from your method or your five-step system, what else would you say sets you apart from other agents today?
It's the
Obviously, your like your longevity in the industry and whatnot, but I just want to kind of zero in on a couple of other things that really makes you unique.
yeah. Well, I would say Remax Hallmark's a big part of it. They're the
Okay,
company
great.
I work for, and
Mhm.
they're the number one company in in the area. which is strong because what I love about Remax Hallmark is they have a lot for their agents. They continually give us extra education seminars that we can go to, which I use even being in the business 34 years. You're always learning.
Yeah, you can't
And
stop.
yeah, and that's a big part. And to have our office meetings weekly with other top realtors to have meetings with and talk about ideas and the way the market is, that always helps out too, which is great.
Yeah, no, fantastic, fantastic. So
And
thank
then,
you,
of course, I always got to shout out to Barbara. She's my real estate coach,
your
so
personal coach.
it's really helped me and my clients to have someone you can always talk to and give you some ideas and being able to stay in the lane that works well for you as a realtor and for your clients at the end of the day.
Has she been in the industry as long as you have?
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
longer.
Oh, a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Amazing, amazing. That it's great to be able to bounce ideas and thoughts
yeah.
back and forth like that. The result is that, it's very helpful for your clients. So, any final thoughts, Chris? Like anything else that you would like to share with the audience today?
No, I think we covered a lot there.
We did.
Definitely, real estate is probably your number one investment. So definitely pick the right realtor um, if you need help.
Yes.
Someone that you trust and that's knowledgeable and active in the market, like I mentioned before.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. So now, if someone wants to reach out to you or learn a little bit more about your five-step system, what's the best way to reach you, Chris?
Probably the best way is you can always call me on my cell phone or give me a text, and that number is 905-717-1988.
Fantastic. And I'm going to include that information in the show notes as well so that it won't get lost. So,
Yes.
Chris, Chris, thank you so much for your time and your valuable insight into this challenging real estate market today. And for the audience, if you wish to chat with Chris further or have some very specific questions, you will find Chris's full contact information in the show notes below. So remember, when you take care of your home, it'll take care of you. Until next time, bye for now. Thank you for listening to the House Therapy Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, be sure to follow the show and share it with someone who would love it too. For more tips, resources, or to work with me directly, visit isodesign.ca. Until next time, remember, with a little effort, every home can be beautiful and every space can be functional. And remember, you deserve it.